Breaking news. Few weeks after the ad hoc committee set up by the Kaduna State House of Assembly to investigate the immediate past governor Nasir El-Rufai over siphoning 423 billion state funds, the former Kaduna State governor has accused the political leaders in Nigeria of lack of commitment. In a post on his official X handle, he noted that the political actors were deficient on competence and capacity and were looking out to destroy those who had such capacities. Now, Nasir El-Rufai talked about capacity, competence, and commitment are some personal leadership qualities that attract envy of those lacking or deficient in these indices. Instead of striving to attain, the envious seeks to hate and destroy those who are better. So, according to El-Rufai, envy leads to hatred. Hatred leads to destructive thoughts and action, including unspeakable crimes like perjury, malicious prosecution, and unlawful imprisonment, torture, and even murder for the target of envy. The emerging problem of Nigeria is the outcome of the continuously deteriorating competence, capacity, and commitment of political leadership. Societies succeed or fail depending on these personal and institutional qualities. So, I guess El-Rufai post comes amid the economic challenges facing Nigeria under the President Bola Tinubu-led administration, as Nigeria faces problems such as inflation and insecurity. And yes, El-Rufai has been reported to be at loggerhead with his successor, Obasani, and is said to have had issues with President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, although he has not openly stated his stand against the current government. But then El-Rufai has made one or two comments where he once again denied the allegations of misappropriation and corruption of government funds during his 8-year tenure. The Kaduna State House of Assembly had alleged that El-Rufai's administration siphoned the sum of 432 billion naira, leaving the state with huge debt liabilities, whereby an ad hoc committee recommended investigation and even prosecution for El-Rufai and some cabinet members for alleged abuse of office, diversion of public funds, and money laundering. So El-Rufai's spokesperson, although dismissed these claims and tagged them malicious and scandalous. In the latest development, El-Rufai himself took to the social media on his Twitter, on his X account, to reflect on envy among Nigerian political class, describing it as an incurable disease leading to hatred and destructive actions. So I guess El-Rufai now has taken to X himself, talking about the problems of Nigeria and how some leaders are selfish. So this stems from a place of him denying the allegations against him. This stems from a place of him, not in support of Tinubu's administration. So I guess El-Rufai is just, patiently waiting for the right time to strike. Now, El-Rufai should be ashamed of himself. He has no legal and moral right to be talking about this. Why? Because he was one of the facilitators of this governance that has brought untold hardship on the masses. Governance is beyond selfish interest. Governance is about collective interest. Simply because he is not recognized in this present administration now, he has resorted to talking against them. El-Rufai, imagine who is talking, because he is not part of those who brought this Wahala government on board due to his selfish interest, of which Tinubu sidelined him. Someone who crippled the economy of Kaduna State with huge debt. And the economy of Kaduna State with huge debt also crippled many small-scale businesses in Kaduna. El-Rufai definitely reaped what he sowed. So, he shouldn't be throwing stones at a glass house. This is somebody who is under probe. El-Rufai should be made to hide his face. With all due respect, who is El-Rufai to make such comments? It seems that he is also a good example to what he is talking about. All the killings in Kaduna, what did he say about it? Well, it appears El-Rufai is indirectly describing himself. So my country people, these are reactions from Nigerians. I guess coming from a man who is no good himself, nursing for the presidency, waiting for the perfect time to strike. They say what goes around comes around. People say El-Rufai is reaping what he sowed. A lot of people have, a lot to say concerning El-Rufai and what he did when he was governor. Now he's throwing shades at this administration, throwing shades at Ubasani, throwing words at the probings on him, and also Tinubu's administration. For someone who once ruled, I mean, it's another form of hypocrisy. But then, what can we say? El-Rufai has made his comments and has, shared his thoughts on how he sees Tinubu's government. People may call him an hypocrite for him being a kettle calling a pot black. When you point fingers at others, the remaining fingers point right back at you. That's the case of El-Rufai. But he said that Nigeria's emerging problem is the lack of commitment of political leaders, whereas he is also a political leader. He is one of the political leaders we have in this country, one of the biggest political leaders we have in this country, and also throwing shades at Tinubu's government. Well, he's here to settle off the case he has on his neck in terms of the problem against him about the 432 billion naira corruption deed and him siphoning huge money from the Kaduna State coffers when he was a governor. So El-Rufai had talked about all these things where he said envy leads to hatred, and this is him opening up about the the 432 billion naira corruption allegations on him, as he fires back at those that are pointing fingers at him, calling them scandalous and malicious. So guys, I'm dropping here. Kindly share your thoughts on this in the comments section. Thank you.